Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at rank 4 Medusa, thanks to an Avalanche who sent in all the video clips. And once again, just a quick reminder, I have partnered up with Evizone, which is by far the best way to reach out and submit your own gameplay showcases. If you think there are some insane interactions that have been overlooked, or just champion showcases that you showcase some champions that you think are lacking some exposure, or you have some more interesting rank 4 show for everybody to see that you are very proud of, just tap on the link in the video description. It's going to take you to this page. It's Evizone. It's absolutely secure messaging and file transfer system. Just tap on, try it for free. Enter your username, email, your account is going to be made for you, and you will be put in contact with me. On top of all of that, I have partnered up with Evizone for a $250 giveaway. I will leave a link to the giveaway video with full rules and explanations in the description as well. But basically, we're giving away 25 $10 gift cards intended for 25 Summoner Sigils. If you already have a Summoner Sigil, that's not a problem. You can just use it to renew your next one. And it's very simple to enter. You just need to take a screenshot of a fight in MCOC that has happened in MCU. So basically 2 characters that have fought each other in MCU. And open your Evizone account and submit it to the email address there. Again, I'll leave a link to this video as well. All that being said, let's just jump right in it and check out some sweet Medusa gameplay. So we can start off with the kind of golden standard against Realm of Legends Winter Soldier. And now, for this fight, you do have to note that, obviously, Realm of Legends AI kind of does make it trickier to showcase full potential of some champions. But for that, we are going to have a full-on Labyrinth of Legends Star-Lord solo later on in the video as well. Now, Medusa is one of those champions I actually don't have as a 6-star myself. I just didn't have the chance to grind for her when she was in arenas. And I haven't been lucky enough to pull her as of right now. There are some kind of lag spikes in the videos, but I do suspect that it's to do with recording. I tried to sort it out, but I couldn't on my end. But it's all good. The main idea still remains, and the quality is quite good for these vids. So as many of you know, Medusa obviously has Inhuman, Royal Inhuman synergy, which gives her additional attack. And then on top of all of that, when she enters her armor shatter phase, she can start putting on permanent bleeds on opponent as long as opponent's armor shattered. And she is de facto one of the best robot killers in the game. Obviously, right now, she does have much more competition than she used to. She used to be by far the go-to option for any robot. And then we also now have Vision Arcus as an alternative. And then we obviously have Nebula. And quite frequently, to be honest, Magneto himself as well. But Medusa is kind of like the OG robot hunter. So that's 1 minute 25, and it is quite a lot of hits, but it's partially because of that massive level 2 that she drops with a ton of hit count in there. So this clip is going to be a bit of a cheese. I do recall this line, and I personally used King Groot for this line. It's Precision Fury Synthesis Ebb and Flow Knockdown lane in 746, I believe. And here he does go overkill. I actually took a proper peek at this clip, and he definitely does go overkill. Now, Medusa is actually a very good option for this lane, because obviously she basically persistently gains fury buffs, and that lets her to gain a precision whenever she gain a prowess whenever she triggers dexterity and gains a precision buff. So she's one of the better options. There are a couple others that are kind of like perfectly suited for this, like King Groot, for instance. But here he's going to prove a point. He does go overkill, but the point of these prowesses is so you can shut off that unstoppable. Because if you have about 8 prowesses, then that unstoppable duration gets shortened to a point where it doesn't even trigger, really. But at this point, he already has 14 prowesses against this Silver Centurion. And we all know what he's building for at this point. We all know what he's going for here at this point with that Medusa. We know exactly what he's going to try and do. Yeah, so he has 19 prowesses here, which is wonderful. He disables the protection from Ebb and Flow Knockdown. and now he just goes for level 2. And that one level 2 basically nuked down the entire health pool of that Silver Centurion. Right, so now here's something less ridiculous, I think. But let me remember which fight was this one. This is against Nimrod, obviously showcasing the Medusa's original utility. Interestingly enough, I have actually seen Medusa being brought back in Alliance Wars quite recently. Now, one thing with Medusa is she's actually still quite a rare 6-star champion. You know, it's no coincidence that I do not have her myself, because she has been added to the 6-star basic pool very, very recently. So there's still quite a lot of people who do not have Medusa or have her ranked. And I think that's kind of part of the reason why she has lost a bit of popularity, despite still being very capable. Watching these Medusa clips, I just kind of got to remind myself how often I used to use this champion, because she was, in fact, definitely a top 10 champion in MCOC at that time when she came out. And as it is right now, she's definitely not as popular as she used to be, because obviously of the fact that not too many people have her as a 6-star at the moment. But this was one of my favorite things to do with Medusa. Once you armor shatter a robot, you can just basically heavy spam them in corner. This is one of the only legal kind of like heavy corner lock that Kabam has left for us. Here we can see we do have, unfortunate, some lag spike issues. I do hope it's nothing to do with my PC. I did try my best to sort it out, but I didn't seem to be able to. And yeah, Nimrod goes down. Right, so before we actually go to Labyrinth of Legends Star-Lord solo, we have this one. And this one is from, I believe, last month, KVQ, when we had these persistent charges. And for Cosmic Champions, and as we can see here, Medusa didn't start with any, so this is all going to be a ramp up throughout this one single fight. But the base idea is whenever you inflict an armor break on the opponent, you gain these Furies, and now at that point it was like a 31k medium for the Medusa, which is quite sweet if you ask me. It was like 31k medium, you know, by the time she drops level 3. 23-second fight. So I didn't think of using her myself last month. I was messing around with plenty of different Cosmic Champions, but that definitely looked quite fun. So whenever this Cosmic Node does make a return, I'll be sure to bring in my own teeny tiny 5-star Medusa and see how she does. Obviously, again, the most important synergy piece is here. Well, the most important one is definitely Black Bolt. That lets her Furies go up to 6. And if she's high sig, that basically makes her one of the safest characters to play. That's one of the things that I also think is somewhat underrated in Medusa's kit, where that auto block can save you so many times because it triggers even if you're stunned. And if you have Black Bolt and you can go up to 6 Furies, then you can keep on triggering it because you only consume 3 Furies when you auto block and you still have some left over, and then within mere moments you're back up at, you know, at least 3+, and your auto block is having a very, very high uptime. So with that, Medusa is actually extremely kind of forgiving character to use, because yeah, her auto block is just going to be online for vast majority of the fight. It does stun as well, and you can just carry on nuking down opponents. Right, so let's check out here against Void. He's going to start with a heavy attack that inflicts a permanent armor break, gives her charge as well. Another heavy attack, why not? I have noticed one very interesting move that he's doing here, that after a heavy attack, he drops a light and then holds block. That's actually quite an intelligent thing to do to further your own position in the map and get your opponent to the corner quicker. But there, okay, that level 2 was just filthy. That level 2 was just filthy. And now we're gonna have Star-Lord fight. Now the Star-Lord fight recording seemed smooth to me, so I hope that there aren't gonna be many lag spike issues. So here we can see that he's also using Archangel and Psylocke synergy, and there's actually a very good reason for it. Because in order for Medusa to be kind of like super reliable in these labyrinth fights, you do want somewhat increased combat power rate for her, so it's easier for you to get to your level 3s. Because as long as AI is cooperating, you have more than enough time to get from level 3 to level 3. But whenever AI starts holding their special attack, then it's quite a bit of a drag. And then you can also drop your armor shatter, and you would lose quite a lot of build up along the way. But here he has gotten his armor shatter active, and let's see what kind of damage she does here with class advantage. That's quite solid damage there on mediums. Why not? 14k crits with a single armor shatter on. I think now he's going in for the second one. And obviously, once you are entering these longer fights, then wait, I won't see a medium crit here, but once you are entering these longer fights, obviously having like 30, I think they are capped at 30, those smaller bleeds, all of that does add up, and with that, there's a ton of damage per time happening as well. But here we go, he eats a casual heavy attack, not a big deal. Maybe actually gonna turn out to be somewhat useful, because he does need to rush back to his level 3 here. 19k medium, that's quite sweet. Quite like that one. 19k medium, going in for another level 3. Level 3 animation goes through. Wonderful. And bait out the level 2. Perfect. Now at this point he already has 14 of them smaller bleeds. The size of the bleed actually depends on the moment they get activated, because those bleeds are more potent, obviously, if you have more Furies active. So you kind of don't want to be critting whilst you have like no Fury buffs active. And then when you have the 6 Fury buffs active, you want to be critting as much as possible, because those bleeds are going to be more potent. And obviously, because those bleeds are permanent, as long as you maintain armor shatter, the difference is actually quite significant over the entire duration of the fight, how much damage you can do based on when your bleeds trigger. So that is one aspect which is definitely kind of down to RNG on what type of damage is, let's say, Medusa's maximum amount of damage. Because it really does depend on when those bleeds get triggered. Whilst you have 1 Fury, 2 Furies, or 5 and 6 Furies. Because the difference is quite huge, because those Furies are also very potent. But at this point here, you can see that he's at 27 bleeds. And I don't even know exactly how much damage they are doing there, but it definitely looks like a swarm of flies there. Once again, that auto block kicks in and saves Medusa, which is again quite a useful thing to have, as I mentioned before. And look at that, that auto block is still active, so if he was to make a mistake again, auto block would indeed kick in and save him again. So here we go. Let's see if he's gonna get to his level 3 in time. Seems that he will. At this point, Star-Lord is already halfway down, and those bleeds are doing their work there in the background. Why not? There, Star-Lord does evade, but that's why having a level 3 ready to go is pretty much perfect to kind of safeguard yourself from Labyrinth of Legends evades at times as well. And here we are. Right. So now it does look like the bleeds are capped. I would love to see those bleeds go up to like 99 or something. I really don't think it would be all that game breaking, because in vast majority of the fights, obviously, you would have nowhere near enough time to get to 99 bleeds. And I think we have champions that, are a bigger factor of worry than Medusa. So I would have loved if she can keep on stacking those bleeds past 30 mark and do even more, even crazier bleed damage. But again, they're like a 20k medium, very casually from the Medusa. Without Liquid Courage Double Edge, by the way, without any boost either, as it seems. And that Star-Lord's health, we can see that is draining away quite significantly. He didn't land a single hit in that little sequence right there. And Star-Lord lost an entire % of health. And just to kind of understand how much is a % of Star-Lord's health, that'll be like 34,000. So in that little sequence, the total bleed damage there was over 34,000 health. Those numbers look small, but since there's 30 of those bleeds, and they tick away, twice per second, they definitely are capable of doing a lot of damage. And here we can see Star-Lord down, I believe, in Assassin's range at this point, if he's running Assassins anyhow. But that just means that the fight is very, very close to the finish. Right here, right now, again. Very nice chunk. He goes for level 2 to stack on temporary bleeds, but these bleeds are more potent than your permanent ones. Now, Armor Shatter is going to drop off here, but at this point, Starlord's already at only 3% health. He goes for level 1 to get an Armor Shatter back up. Obviously, Armor Shatter also works as an armor break, so it does increase your damage on base. He actually got quite lucky with crits there, got 4 bleeds back immediately, and the fight was over. So it was only 5-minute 30 fight, which is still very quick, or quite quick, even by today's standards. 312 hits for 3.3 million opponent. So that has been a rank 4 Medusa showcase, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And once again, if you do want to submit your own gameplay, just tap on the Evzone link in the video description and make your own account and reach out to me, and we can discuss what can I showcase on my channel. And don't forget about the giveaway. Giveaway is still happening. We're going to be announcing the winner on 9th of May at 6 p.m. GMT, so do not miss that. But that is it for now, and I will catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about